My name is Wallace Lee, and I've been a member of CYC or involved in CYC since 1962. And that was primarily through my dad and some of the original CYC members at the time when they decided to recruit some of the younger kids that were out there. I started out with lion dance pretty much when I was in 7th grade and did not really come across any sports until around 1964 for the 9-man volleyball. Before that time, I was already doing some basketball, which was introduced to me through one of the nuns because I went to Catholic school, and that was around 8th grade. Before that, I never touched a basketball in my life. I fell in love with the game, and a bunch of us decided to put together a team once we got into high school. We basically tried to follow in the footsteps of another organization called KO, Chinese American Youth Organization. I learned to really enjoy the game and compete. Playing other Chinese was really an eye-opening experience because I never would have thought that there were all these other Chinese basketball teams in the other cities. You know, primarily New York, Philadelphia, and Boston. So we would travel to these different tournaments.
Jumping ability, shooting ability.
Yeah, he was one of the best basketball players in the era, in my era when we were playing. And if the kids go down to China, or anybody goes down to Chinatown, and I swear by this story, go to the Onlem building, and they're in front of the building at the stairs and the posts that are on the street, the posts. I swear, when we were looking at it, it was like 12 feet up, and everybody was saying, "Well, can you touch that, Wally?" And he jumped up and touched it. I was like, "Whoa!"
By the way, Alan, he didn't do it. He did it more than once. He did it twice, just to prove he could do it.
I mean, so they can go down Chinatown and go in front of the Onlem building and look at that post, and if they think they're really good athletes, see how close they think they can get to that.
He just made a touch.
Just the outside thing.
The outside part of that.
Yeah, that's what he was.
Clean it up. Everybody used to try and do it, but he was the only one who was able to palm the top of the awning. Everybody else got fingers on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that one. My memory is fading.
That is so hard.
See, this awning used to be open. They didn't have a cover. It used to be open.
Yeah.
At the very top, there's like a metal piece of railing going across, and it's all dusty and everything, so we just touched it and left our finger marks up there.
Yeah. I mean, that's really the biggest surprise that night. He just did it with such ease. That was the main thing.
Wait, I did too. Wait. Where did you guys touch that? Where did you touch that?
There, it was like the where the wood is. See the X? And there's a piece hanging down at the very top.
It's a cross beam. Where is it? Where the 618 is?
Yeah, in front of it, the side of it.
Oh, I remember a time. Somehow we got hurt that time.
Huh?
The piece hanging down, or where the lights are.
Right below the lights, there's a piece hanging down.
We could touch that.
Okay.
Go over there and look.
Hey, more power to you.
I think Wally touched higher than that. I just don't think he remembers.
So my volleyball involvement in 9-man was in 1963. Lo and behold, the following year in 1964, and we're in the tournament. Back then, there were very few young teams like us. We basically followed in the footsteps of the Boston Knights, who was the young team back then. They were about a year or two ahead of us. But through a lot of practice and just kind of learning the game, watching the older teams play, mimicking a lot of their movements, we learned the game of 9-man, and in 1972 we got lucky. We beat Boston Tunlun, which we never beat before, and we ended up playing the Boston Knights in 72. That was a thriller. I don't remember literally much of it, except I got a lot of sets, which was great for me. And my buddy Al Wong was part of that team. Lon Shin, Al Cito was our setter. And my right side, I think at the time, was Bill Ma. It was the best 3 out of 5 back then. And that championship match went all 5 games. One for us, one for them, one for us, one for them. And then come down to the final 5th game. And I wish I could go back to that time because I was more of a serious player. Like today's kids, you win a championship, you're jumping up and down and a lot of hoopla. But that was not me. I wish I could go back and enjoy that moment. But it was fun. So the current state of CYC volleyball, I feel, is in excellent condition and shape because we've got a number of young leaders and the people that are in charge and a number of other folks are all doing a great job, running the program. Just like in any other sport, with each generation, kids get bigger, kids become more athletic, and that's pretty much what we have with our current teams. Our A team, our CYC juniors, which is really like an A2 program if you look at it from a national standpoint, where the U.S. national team runs A1, A2. Well, we have an A1 and A2 right in our program. And this year's crop of young kids, I'm really impressed because a lot of them play club, and even if they don't play club, they got athletic abilities that if we just teach them the right way and bring them up along 9-man to love the game and have fun, I think our program will be in great shape. We're now passing the torch to the next group of players and young adults who have responsibilities and still take the time to help with the kids and bring them along so that they will love 9-man, for as long as hopefully how I loved it for all these years.